Hello, this is If Your Car Could Talk. I'm George Lovato Jr. I'm here with Morley Fletcher, president of Santa Fe Kia. And we are going to talk about aftermarket products today. I know you've been wanting to talk about this for a while. This is obviously a profit center for the dealership. And as you say, you're not a 501c3, which I think that designation, that delineation helps people understand it's a for-profit business. But what I want to get across to our viewers is that these products actually work. They're good for the customer. They're good for the car. They're a good experience. And I want you to expound a little bit on the extended warranty in terms of why would you buy that and how does it help the customer?
Well, let's first quickly just talk about the terminology a little bit.
Sure.
People know these as extended warranties. That's what they've heard, and that's what a lot of people quote to them. But in the reality, they're really not an extended warranty. They're a service
Their
contract.
service contract.
Service contract, because you're prepaying for the possible need for service.
It's like insurance is a prepaid expense. That
Exactly.
monthly premium is a prepaid
And
expense.
in these service contracts, they're insurance. They are kind of like life insurance for your
Sure,
car,
sure.
because they're ensuring that if you do have something go wrong, that it's going to be taken care of, and you're not going to have to come out of pocket
Right.
for large repairs or small repairs. And it's kind of ironic that people talk about, well, nothing big's going to happen with the car. Well, that could be. Cars are better built than what they used to be. However, the electronics and
Sure, it's
the
more
computers
complex.
and the average car.
A main computer for your car is very expensive. To
Well,
replace that.
it's not just a main computer. You see, the car has multiple computers on board
Right.
that operate the different systems of the vehicle. So in 2012, for example, the most complex vehicle had about 27 onboard computers.
Whoa.
Okay, well, we're in 2025. So imagine how many onboard computers your
Oh
car
my
has.
God, yeah.
Now,
Sure.
I was talking to an engineer one day that worked for Intel. Okay, so Intel builds computers and computer chips, and I was talking to him, and I said, a computer that you'd go out and you'd buy for your house, put it in your home office. It sits there on the desk or on the floor, and that's what gets you
Sure.
out to the internet and does everything you want. I said, you tell me, how long do y'all build those to last? And his answer was 2 years. We expect to get 2 years
Interesting.
with, first of all, the difference in an advancement in technology 2 years from now. And then also, we expect that after 2 years, with dust and running it and heat and cold, and that things are going to start to happen to it, things are going to start to go wrong. They're going to have to get repaired. And I said, interesting. So then I equate that back to my business. And when we talk about service contracts and we talk about repairs necessary on a vehicle and we talk about the number of onboard computers on that car, if the people that build computers build them to last for 2 years, then wouldn't it make sense that people would want to
Sure.
protect themselves with their vehicles since you
Sure.
got a ton of them on there? And we're here in New Mexico. We have extremes here, right? We got
Yeah.
really hot in the summertime and really cold in the wintertime, and we've got dust here, and we've got wet here.
We've got
and
weather.
We
We
all
have
kinds
four
of it.
seasons, truly four seasons.
Exactly.
My experience with a service contract was about 8 years ago. I will never own this particular brand of car again, but for whatever reason, okay, one of the best cars in the world, the block cracked, okay? And it wasn't due to abuse. I mean, I do drive fast, but it wasn't due to abuse. It just was one of those freakish things that happens one in a million with one of the better engines made in the world. And that was completely taken care of. I wasn't out of pocket $1 for that. And that would have been roughly a $20,000 ticket for that engine. Uh, and so I had a good experience, okay? And yes, it cost me money. Yes, it was a prepaid expense, but uh, I've, I've witnessed how they work, okay? And I, I'm getting ready to buy one from you for my new car uh, because I got to thinking about it. Well, we need to do that, need to get it while it's still affordable and the car is new. But I know the value of it. I understand the value of it. And that's what I want to get across to people, that it's not smoke and mirrors. I mean, it's not a piece of paper that you paid a lot of money for. They actually do work.
Yeah, they actually do work. And historically, and I'm going to go way back before I ever entered this business that I've been in for 36 years now.
You're a veteran, aren't you?
I like to think I am, but I'm told otherwise every day. But in the early '80s, there were service contract companies that were having issues. They were underfunded. Their claims were far exceeding what their income was, and consequently, what ended up happening is these insurance companies went out of business. So the people that bought these service contracts
Had bad experiences.
they had a bad experience because they'd go in to fix their car and there was no money to fix their car because the company was out of business and they were left holding the bag. But today is a completely different situation with the insurance laws in every state in the country. And the insurance companies that back them are major insurance companies now. They're not just fly-by-night people.
Right. Good point.
It's just very safe and a very necessary thing in today's world compared to what it used to be.
You are not a 501c3 nonprofit.
I am not. I am trying to at some point fund my retirement.
I'm going to start using that. We'll be right back. We've got to pay some bills because we're not a nonprofit organization. So we'll be back after a few minutes. Thanks.
Hi folks, Morley Fletcher here, owner of Santa Fe Kia. At Santa Fe Kia, we like the byline of Santa Fe Kia is where we treat you different. Some reasons why. I'm remodeling our facility to make it better for our customers. Our salespeople treat people with respect and the way they'd like to come and purchase a vehicle. That's why at Santa Fe Kia, it's where we treat you different.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Hello, we're back with If Your Car Could Talk, and I'm George Lovato Jr. I'm here with Morley Fletcher, CEO of Santa Fe Kia, and we're talking about products that you should consider buying when you acquire a new asset. And one of the points that Morley made was that there are not just one computer in your car, but you have multiple computers in your car. And one of his friends who works for a chip manufacturer said the average chip is designed to last 2 years. Let's talk a little bit more about not only the maintenance program, but then let's slide a little bit into what gap coverage protects the consumer against.
Sure. So when we talk about other, we'll call them ancillary products that you're able to purchase at the time you purchase your vehicle, maintenance is one big part. Oftentimes because of price changes and cost of oils go up and filters go up and maybe labor rates change, your ability to mitigate your maintenance costs are to prepay it. So you buy a maintenance plan at the time you buy your car. And then depending on what your driving habits are, because some people drive a lot and some people don't drive very much. So your maintenance intervals could be different, which we talked about in previous episodes is your maintenance intervals. You'd buy a plan that matches your driving habits and what your maintenance intervals are. And you are locking in your pricing at today's prices. So let's say that something happened and oil went out of sight. Well, that doesn't mean that, your oil changes are going to go up because you paid for that up front at today's pricing. So you insure yourself from any inflationary situation. And then all you have to do is go into your local dealer, just like coming to us at Santa Fe Kia. You just drive in and it's all taken care of.
Bingo.
And you don't pay anything because you've got the plan.
The prepaid plan.
The prepaid maintenance plan.
It makes a lot of sense in terms of we don't know what's going to happen. Okay. Talk to me a little bit about what gap coverage does.
So more and more people today understand what gap is, but let's first talk about what the GAP or gap means. So gap is guaranteed auto protection. So what does that do? Well, gap is a secondary insurance policy that works in conjunction with your automotive car insurance that you'd have through your regular insurance carrier. When someone is in an accident and the car is totaled, or let's say the car was stolen, never recovered. Let's say that, there was an act of God and your garage had too much snow on the roof and collapsed on your car. Whatever the case may be, then you're going to file a claim with your auto insurance, right? And then your auto insurance, based on your vehicle before it got crushed, or before it was never recovered and seen again, they're going to take whatever the current mileage was and condition of the vehicle and then the market and what it would cost to replace that vehicle, and that's what they're going to pay out.
Got it.
Now, if someone owes more money on the vehicle than what the insurance company is going to pay out, there is a gap. And that gap, guess who's responsible for that? We're responsible for that as the person that financed that vehicle. So now that vehicle can't get paid off. Only the amount the insurance company get paid off. And then we're responsible to come up with the difference. Write a check, count out some green cash, whatever the case may be, back to our lender so that we can get the vehicle paid off. So the gap insurance covers that gap. So we have nothing out of pocket.
Got it.
It's not an expensive product. The gap insurance, depending on the term, because insurance premiums are based
How
on
long
terms,
do you usually cover it? What's the
Well, it
duration?
depends on the duration of the finance contract. So
Okay.
if someone is
72
financing
months.
a vehicle for 72 months or even 84 months, there is gap to cover that. Now, you think about it in terms of 72 months. That's 6 years. 84 months is 7 years. So if you buy a car today that's brand new and you drive it off the lot, in the first couple of years, what happens with the value or the depreciation of the car? It's going to plummet, right? And that first 2 years is the biggest depreciation you're going to see in the vehicle. And do you think that if you have your value decrease drastically in the first 2 years, that the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh year, it's going to get much better? No, it's not. So the ability that you have to protect your interest in that vehicle and keep the cash in your pocket rather than giving it to the bank because your car has disappeared or been disintegrated, then you're not going to have an issue. You're not going to come out of pocket, and that means that no matter what happens to the vehicle, it could be civil unrest. The aliens could hit it with a laser and disintegrate it. It doesn't matter. And the reason that I say that is because oftentimes when we think of insurances, like with our homeowners and things like that, the civil unrest, is not covered. If there was a protest or something happened, or
They burned your car.
there are times that your
Yeah.
insurance isn't going to cover you, but your gap insurance, it doesn't matter about
Doesn't
that.
matter. That's a good. I like that. I like that. I'm pretty, as you know, I've got a 2000 Ford F350 that I'm driving today, diesel, and that thing looks like new. I mean, I'm very meticulous.
I've seen
about
it. You
Yeah.
are very meticulous.
I-
It looks better than my newer ranch truck.
Yeah, but yours is newer though. Mine's a senior citizen, for crying out loud. Anyway, I'm very meticulous. What can I do to protect the looks of my car if you're a meticulous person?
So, one of the best products that's on the market today to protect our vehicles are the sealants. And, some people say, well, you're just putting expensive wax on the car. And I'm a proponent of exterior and interior. You see it at Santa Fe Kia. We don't just sell exterior sealants or interior protectants. It's a matter of covering the whole vehicle outside and inside the vehicle.
Now, as you know, back in the day when I was in the automotive business, my father and I owned a franchise called Diamond Coat. Do you remember Diamond Coat?
I do.
And it was a very good product. And I became a sealant maven going to the Diamond Coat College, And I'm a believer, okay, because I've seen cars that you can tell they don't take care of the outside, and you start to see the oxidation, and then the paint lifts and so on. I want to touch on this when we come back and get into it, because I think because I'm a meticulous person, and there are a lot of viewers that they're the same way.
Yeah.
I want them to understand what the reality of that is and how it benefits them long term when they come to trade in their car.
Exactly.
We're going to come right back after this, and we're going to pay a few bills. So come join us. See you in a few. Bye-bye.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hello, we're back with If Your Car Could Talk. I'm George Lovato Jr. This is Morley Fletcher, President and CEO of Santa Fe Kia. And we're talking about keeping your car looking good. And the reason that's important, because we've talked about this on other shows, is when you get ready to trade, you want your car in good, solid condition. That makes a difference in what you'll get for it. So let's talk a little bit more about keeping that car looking good.
Sure, and the value of our vehicle is extremely important when it comes trade-in time. You want people fighting for your car to give you the most that you could possibly get for it, and the way that your vehicle looks is huge. And not to mention, how's it going to look in the future? So as we're talking about paint sealants, and really the science of what those sealants do, I once we're out of our construction and we're back in the showroom, I have a little a display or what I have our salespeople take our customers through, so that they know exactly what they're getting and what it is that we're offering.
Can I give you one quick demo, though?
Yeah.
With Diamond Coat, when you went to the Diamond Coat College, they explained to you that paint is porous.
Yes.
Okay? Even if it's clear-coated,
Yes.
it's porous.
Absolutely.
And so what that particular product does is it like this, like this. It fills in all the
Yeah.
pores.
It does. Do you know how today that we show people that?
How?
So everybody's been to a restaurant or a buffet restaurant, and the people have those clear plastic gloves,
Right.
for food service. If you put one of those thin clear plastic gloves on, and you rub your hand over a non-treated painted piece of metal on a brand new vehicle, it's going to feel like there's sand under your fingers because it's not sealed and it's porous. Now, if you do the same thing on a treated piece of metal and the paint's been treated or protected with this
Right,
sealant,
right.
it's going to feel like glass under that plastic.
Under that vinyl,
Yep.
yeah.
And so it's amazing how a little piece of plastic is the thing that tells you whether
Are
the
they
car is treated
silicone-based
or not.
products?
They are.
They are, okay. Still,
Yep.
they haven't changed
Yep.
that formula, that part of the
No,
formula.
no, and we don't have the space shuttle anymore. That project has run its course, and we're into the new technology. But it's similar to what the heat shields on the space shuttle were made out of for reentry, and it's similar to what Elon's doing with his space technology. They're still using that technology for reentry.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Interesting,
Yeah.
interesting. Let's talk a little bit about tire, wheel, and we'll go a little bit further into windshield, because that's something that affects everybody at some
Yeah,
point in time.
absolutely does.
But let's start with tire and wheel. Let's talk about what that does for the
So
consumer.
tire and wheel is very important as far as I'm concerned for a product that I like to offer here in New Mexico. The reason being is the wheels on our vehicles today are alloy, aluminum alloy wheels. They're lighter, they're stronger, they look better. They're just a better wheel than what we used to have in the old steel wheels with the wheel covers
Right.
or hubcaps. Those you'll see if you just walk through a parking lot and look at all the wheels, and you'll see scuff marks and scratches and all different kinds of things, because as you run up against something, whether it's a curb or it's anything for that matter,
Sure.
they're easily scratched, scuffed, gouged, that kind of thing. Well, what's going to happen to the value of your vehicle when you have scuffed,
Sure.
scratched, or gouged wheels? Well, it's going to go down because that needs to get fixed. And tire and wheel protection will take care of that. So if you had something happen, you just call them up and they'll tell you where to get it repaired, and it'll be no cost to you. But tires are very important as well.
We talked about tires in a previous show.
I'm not saying that we are in an area where there are no potholes, because there are. And I'm not saying that, our government doesn't take care of fixing the roads and
I'm with you.
highways that we pay them to take care of. But we do have potholes, and we do have things. We're in New Mexico. We have
There's a
gravel
lot of
roads and
two-track
dirt roads.
Yeah,
and,
dirt roads, gravel roads.
It's the ability to get a blowout on a tire is pretty good. It's pretty good. And if you have the tire and wheel protection, you get a blowout,
worry
you're
about
not
it.
paying for another tire. It's going to take care of that. So it's in New Mexico. It's,
No deductible.
No deductibles.
And that's the difference between the large national tire stores and buying their coverage, because there's a deductible on their coverage.
Correct.
Where this one, no deductible.
Correct. And
Right.
we're talking something happens that is not covered under the tire warranty. It's not a defective tire. Nothing happened. It was just a pothole or, space debris or whatever it may be.
Yeah,
And it's taken care of with no deductible, and you don't, as a consumer, have to worry
We'll
about
come back and we'll talk about windshield coverage, because I need a new windshield for my truck.
it.
And I
Like
went and
many
priced
of
it and
us.
went, oh.
like many of us.
Yes, yes. We'll be right back after these few bill-paying messages for y'all. So come back and join us for the wrap-up.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We're back with If Your Car Could Talk. I'm George Lovato Jr. This is Morley Fletcher, President and CEO of Santa Fe Kia. And if you see my truck outside, I've got a crack in the windshield.
Yeah, I have one in my truck too.
I went fishing and caught a rock, and it just went straight across.
I drove to Albuquerque and caught a rock.
Oh, you did?
Fancy that.
Fancy that. That never should happen, should it?
No.
Let's talk about that windshield coverage and talk about the difference between the coverage that you get with your insurance policy and then this coverage.
So the coverage you get with your insurance policy, you have deductibles, but it goes further than that because we're not just protecting the windshield from, a rock chip or something to that effect. What we're doing is we're applying a sealant to the windshield. So we apply the sealant to the windshield. Remember what we were talking about with the sealant on the paint?
Yeah.
And the glove, and it feels like glass. Do the same thing on an untreated windshield.
I never heard of that.
And windshields
wild.
are porous. Glass is porous.
Right.
So what it's doing is it's sealing that glass, and what that is going to do is it's going to help you to disperse water more evenly. Your windshield wipers may work great, but you know what? What if mud splashes on there or something like that? You want to get it off as quickly as possible, and it's going to ensure that happens.
Wow.
As well as at night with headlight and headlight glare, it's going to disperse that light, and it's going to help you there. And there are no deductibles necessary with that.
That's dynamite. Well, listen, we've had a really good show today. We've showed the benefits of buying those prepaid expenses in the form of these products that actually do work. And I think the next show, what we want to talk about, this is we're coming into winter, where kids are going into their soon after the holidays here, they'll go into their spring semester, and there'll be a lot of new driver's licenses that will be issued.
Will.
And I want to talk about, hey, how do you pick that car for that first car? I know what mine was. Mine was a 1967 El Camino with a 3 on the column shift. How do you pick that car? What's the process that you can employ to make sure you get a good car, a safe car for your kid, and make it an event as his first car? And we'll talk about that in our next show.
Exciting.
I like it. And then we're going to later on talk about how to pick a dealer. I know how I picked you. You picked me.
Yeah. It's match made in heaven.
No doubt about it. Hey, listen, thanks for joining us today on If Your Car Could Talk. It was a pleasure speaking with you. Hope you learned something, and we'll see you next show. Bye-bye.
Hi folks, Morley Fletcher here, owner of Santa Fe Kia. At Santa Fe Kia, we like the byline of Santa Fe Kia is where we treat you different. Some reasons why. I'm remodeling our facility to make it better for our customers. Our salespeople treat people with respect and the way they'd like to come and purchase a vehicle. That's why at Santa Fe Kia, it's where we treat you different.